In this segment of Suffolk Headlines, we learn tips on how to search your family tree through an Ancestry Workshop held at the North Suffolk Library on Wednesday, October 10th. Then, we take time to recognize a memorial service held on Wednesday, October 10th to honor 3 men who lost their lives 40 years ago while serving their country. Finally, we head to Bennett's Creek Park for the Suffolk Clean Community Commission's Recycling Drive and Tire Amnesty Day, held on Saturday, October 13th. Finding out about your family tree takes dedication. Knowing how and where to look for information is the first step in learning about your family's history. The North Suffolk Library provided a free workshop on tips and tricks you can use in your genealogical search and specific websites that can aid you as well.
We wanted to offer a basic program highlighting a resource that we offer here at the library, which is Ancestry Library Edition. It is the institutional version of Ancestry.com. It offers a vast wealth of resources, millions of records, most of which are searchable. So you can view the typed indexed version of it. You can often view the original image of the document. We just wanted to be able to give people a number of tips and tricks for trying to get better search results on Ancestry Library Edition, because oftentimes when you put in a name, you get hundreds of results, and it's all about trying to make the correct educated guess as to which person among the search results is actually your ancestor. People do seem to really like it. I know is somewhat difficult that you do have to come into the library to use it. Library staff is certainly available to assist you with getting onto the database or in starting a search. If you have a laptop, you can bring in your laptop and hook up to our wireless. You don't have to use one of our computers unless you want to. Be flexible with birth years. Oftentimes they may have changed slightly over the course of varying census records. Someone can be listed with a birth year of 1889 in one census. It can be listed as 1888 in another census. Try varying spellings of first and last names, because especially if you've got a last name that was complicated to spell or complicated sounding, it may have been spelled phonetically on the census, even if that isn't necessarily how it was actually spelled.
I've been doing genealogy for about 20 years now. I got started because I was adopted at birth, and I found out my birth parents' names. I would say the biggest thing about it is the mystery. Because you can have nothing on one relative, and then all of a sudden you can just go online and click on a button, and all of a sudden his whole life is just right in front of you. One thing about genealogy, you will get frustrated because you will definitely hit roadblocks when you least expect it, but then you got to think outside the box because there's an answer out there somewhere. I mean, those, your great-grandparents, they were in that city, that town, at that time for a reason, and it's not like they weren't there at all. You just have to dig and find more resources. You have to find out, maybe unconventional ways of proving, hey, that's them, and they were my family members.
Here are some additional websites that can help you in your genealogical research. On October 10, 1972, 3 men lost their lives when a Navy A-3 Sky Warrior jet on a routine trip from NAS Norfolk to Pensacola, Florida, crashed in a wooded area approximately 3 miles west of Holland. 40 years later, on October 10, 2012, 4 men from the same squadron, along with the Suffolk Fire and Rescue Department personnel, gathered to pay tribute to the fallen soldiers.
We're here to pay honor to Lieutenant J.G. David Grant, USNR, Lieutenant J.G. Ronald Ritchie, USNR, and Lieutenant J.G. Jeffrey Hausholder, USN.
It was pretty shocking to see an aircraft of that size and magnitude just destroyed to nothing but little bits and pieces. I mean, the engine casings, everything were horrible.
It reminds me of how grateful it is to be alive and how grateful we are to have life. and that life really is a gift. And these men here have shared from their hearts their experience that dreadful day 40 years ago today.
We pick professions, firemen, we become policemen, some go in the military, some young men join the Coast Guard, and they hang from cables, to rescue people, but you never let the danger cross your mind. And I'm eternally grateful.
One last roll. We toast our hardy comrades who have fallen from the skies, and were gently caught by God's own hands to be with Him on high, to dwell among the soaring clouds they have known so well before, from victory roll to tail chase at heaven's very door. And as we fly among them, we're sure to hear their plea. Take care, my friend, watch your six and do one more roll.
The Suffolk Clean Community Commission held its recycling drive and Tire Amnesty Day at Bennett's Creek Park on Saturday, October 13th. Citizens were happy to unload used tires, appliances, cardboard, and even paper to the companies that were on site. And they didn't have to travel far to do it.
Me and my wife were walking around here with my son this morning and saw the sign up the street here. It makes it a lot easier, and we fill up our recycling can pretty fast, and it's easy to just run it down here and put it in the dumpster. Probably just keep bringing cardboard and stuff.
We brought TVs and computer monitors and batteries, and we also shredded some paper. Yes, very convenient. And I think they try to do some here and then some downtown Suffolk and upper Suffolk. So we just kind of keep an eye on the news in the newspaper to see where they're going to have it. And we collect them over time. We save them in places in our garage. And when the event comes, boy, we just come out here and get it unloaded.
Thanks for watching this segment of Suffolk Headlines.